Okay, let's talk about the research argument and the guidelines. So we are at the kind of culmination point of all of your hard work this semester. This is the final assignment, your final project that will put together everything that you've worked on this semester and turn it into a polished academic argument. So let's talk about what that means. So first things first, the assignment objectives. So these are those bullet points that you need to accomplish to earn a complete or an incomplete. So remember that you have to earn a complete on this assignment to be eligible to pass the class. So this is a very, very important assignment. Make sure that you're kind of looking at your project and making sure it aligns with these objectives. You have to accomplish bullets 1, 2, 3, and 6 to be eligible to complete the assignment, and you have to have at least 4 out of 6 bullets to be able to complete as well. So bullet 1, which is one that you have to accomplish, you're composing an in-depth classic argument, and it's going to provide a nuanced argument or answer to the issue you identified in your research question. So that means that you have a narrow focused topic, you have chosen your sources well, and you are using those sources in logically and rhetorically sound ways to prove your point. Next bullet, which is one that you have to accomplish, compose a logical, organized project. Make sure it's tailored to a specific audience and purpose. So remember, we talked about choosing your audience. It's got to be a specific group and not just everybody. And your purpose, whatever you have chosen, so if you have chosen to argue to inform, if you are doing cause-effect, comparison, problem solution, whatever you're trying to do, that's that purpose. Make sure that you achieve that purpose. Number 3 is another that you must accomplish. Make sure that you're using good strategies to integrate your ideas and your source information, and making sure to cite either in MLA or APA. Bullet 4 is using language that's clear, appropriate, and meaningful. So you're trying to keep it clean, but also tailoring it to your audience. Bullet number 5 is coming close to 3,000 words or 12 to 15-ish minutes of video or audio, or whatever other appropriate metric that we have talked about. And bullet number 6, remember this is one that you must accomplish. You have to show that you've used the writing process, particularly revision. So you have done all this work. I need you to show me that you are improving and you're using that revision process to always work on how to make your draft better. So those are the objectives. So it says this essay, but whatever your project is, you're using it to prove your research question or to find an answer to your research question. Don't forget that you have to have 3,000 words or an appropriate equivalent. You have to use at least 10 of the sources that you identified in your literature review. You can use up to 15. I wouldn't go very much farther than 10. That's probably going to be plenty, but you can use up to 15. Make sure that you're trying to use the sources that you identified in your literature review. It says avoid using any sources not in your literature review. The purpose of that literature review was to have all your sources. However, I know sometimes things happen. If you need to replace 1 or 2 of your sources, that's fine, but avoid more than that. Make sure you use the classic argument model of argumentation. We've talked about that. Make sure you have all of the parts and that, follow along with the amount each part should be. So that handout that is posted on here that shows the breakdown, that also shows you how long each part should be. Make sure to follow that. Make sure you absolutely and are focused on addressing the question you posed in your research proposal in text citations in MLA or APA format, not both, and MLA or APA format for document layout. So make sure, I've said this like 5 times in this 5 minutes, you use sources for everything and you use citations for every source. That's very important. And also, please don't use AI for this assignment because I want to know what you think, not what some computer generates. Okay, so if you have the time, I would very much encourage you to use the Writing Center or the Academic Literacies Lab. These are two places where you can go to get feedback on your writing. When you go, please make sure that you ask your tutor specific questions. Make sure you take some specific questions. Make sure at least one of them is about some sort of content related. So, like integrating your sources or thesis statements, organization, structure, those sorts of things. And then after you talk about that, you can talk about your grammar or whatever, but remember those bullets that you have to accomplish. You may want to take those to your tutor and make sure that they are helping you with those. And then as always, if you need any sort of technical support, you've got that Canvas student guide right there. So this is our big project. If you have any questions on it, please contact me as soon as possible. This is it, guys. Hopefully you'll be really happy with your final project. I can't wait to read them. Talk to you soon.